Well, joining us to discuss the IDF strategy in the region, as well as the situation in Israel and in Yemen, is Brigadier General Yossi Kuperwasser, the head of research at IDSF and the former head of research, the research division, of the IDF's Intelligence Corps. Brigadier General Kuperwasser, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you on. To start, I want to ask you your response to what we're seeing this afternoon from the IDF in Yemen.
Well, good afternoon. And what we're seeing is an effort by Israel to send a clear message to the Yemenites and through them to the rest of the people of the Middle East, and including Iran, that any attempt to hit strategic targets in Israel or any target is going to be very costly. And the fact that we carried out the second attack in Yemen means that we really mean business. And this is in the context of a wider approach of Israel of applying pressure in the different arenas that we are engaged with. And this effort is problematic. It takes a lot of pressure before you can reach the goals. So we applied pressure very successfully against Hezbollah. We do that with less success with Hamas, but we continue and we are mounting the pressure right now. We mount enough pressure that brought about the collapse of the Assad regime. We applied enough pressure to convince the Iranians to stop launching missiles towards us. And the Houthis are more problematic not to crack. So we have to apply even more pressure, and that's what we're doing right now.
Well, we see that the U.S. has been coordinating closely in regards to attacks on Yemen, both yesterday and initial reports of today. The U.S. also supporting these Israeli strikes on the Sana'a airport in Yemen. You mentioned that it's a harder nut to crack when it comes to deterring the Houthis. What does it take to defeat the Houthis when it comes to this conflict?
Well, first of all, it takes cooperation between Israel and the United States and the coalition that stands with the United States in fighting the effort of the Houthis to disrupt the maritime activity in the Red Sea and to stop them from launching missiles in our direction. And we have this cooperation. It's a very good cooperation. And most of the time, it's the Americans with their coalition that do the hard lifting in this context. But from time to time, we have to intervene, and we do that. And on top of that, I think what needs to be seen is some cooperation also from the Yemenite legal regime in Yemen and from the Arabs that are also playing a role in this context. Maybe the Saudis and the United Arab Emirates are going to join in supporting this effort. I hope that I guess this is one of the issues that is going to be raised by President Trump when he comes next week to the region. And a joint effort in this respect may cause more damage to the Yemenites to the point that they might consider changing their policy. They are paying a very heavy price right now.
Absolutely. Well, the IDF did carry out strikes in at least 4 places in the past day: Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, and Gaza. Can Israel maintain this level of activity, especially in the event that Israel may need to take action against the Islamic Republic itself when it comes to their nuclear program?
We can maintain it. We have enough force. Of course, in some of the arenas, we have to cooperate with the Americans, as I said, and we do. And when it comes to Iran specifically, I think that if we are going to carry out an attack against Iran because the negotiations are going to fail, the best thing to do would be to do it together with the Americans, because there are certain things that the Americans can do and we cannot. And but we have enough force to maintain fighting on all these arenas simultaneously. The ground forces are necessary in certain arenas, not in all of them. We don't use ground forces in Yemen, for example. We don't use ground forces vis-a-vis Iran. So we can use the ground forces in those arenas where we need them, especially in Gaza, but to some lesser extent in Syria and in Lebanon and, of course, in the Judea and Samaria area. We have enough forces, especially when we call up the reserves.
All right, well, we'll be following this story closely. Unfortunately, we are out of time today, but I want to thank you, Brigadier General Yossi Kuperwasser, for your insights today.
Thank you.